I bid you welcome. Listen to them, children of the night, what music they make. Today is a very special day for me. You may go now.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye, love you. Because I got something in the mail that I've been waiting for an awfully long time. It seems like forever. It really hasn't been all that long. Snooping around on the internets, I think it was on Joe R. Lansdale Collectors Group thing, I think is where I first saw it. I saw an advertisement for an upcoming book, and they had a Kickstarter program going on called Classic Monsters Unleashed. And in the very first ad I saw, it said that it was going to have a story from Joe R. Lansdale, the man himself, F. Paul Wilson, another one of my very favorite authors who I collect. And then I stopped right there and said, I want to get me one of these. So first time ever, I went and got a Kickstarter thing going on, signed up. The closest thing to what I truly wanted that they had available was a limited edition hardcover version of this anthology called Classic Monsters Unleashed. And I think I probably, by the end of this video, I'm probably going to say Universal Monsters Unleashed. And that's the theme, although since I don't think it's connected in any way whatsoever to Universal, they're not going to call it Universal Monsters Unleashed. And I noticed that a lot of the art implies things, like it looks like a vampire, but it's not Dracula. It looks like a werewolf, but it's not the Wolfman. It looks like a crawling sea creature or river monster man, but it's not the creature from the Black Lagoon. Obviously, I think you've got to have some differences to avoid the copyright infringement. But I've been excited and looking forward to this book for a long time. However long it's been, a year, I don't know, something like maybe 2, I don't know. Maybe I should have looked it up. But today, I think, is the day. And I've got me a package in the mailbox. And I'm hoping this is the one. If not, I'm going to look very stupid up here opening something else. James Aquilone is the editor for this book, as well as another one that I kickstarted. Whatever you do when you actively sponsor something on Kickstarter. I kickstarted another one that's coming up that I'm equally or greater to than excited about. Equally or greaterly words. I'm excited about as well. Also excited about is a Kolchak graphic novel anthology, a comic book type anthology. And this one I was able to choose limited edition hardcover signed option. Cost a little bit more, but I got that going for me, which is nice. And I'll be excited to get that one as well. I don't know if it's still time. It might be too late to sign up on the Kickstarter, but I'm sure that book will be out at some point and you can buy it. I recommend you do. But in terms of this one, the Kickstarter window ended long ago, and I believe this book will be on sale to the masses July of 2022. About 5 months from now, you should be able to get you a copy, order online. I don't know where to tell you to go. Anyway, the matters at hand say, I'm going to open this thing up, see what I think I got, and I'm excited. The pictures online looked very nice, very spectacular. So, looked spectacular. So I'm excited for this. Not all people who Kickstartered it are getting shipped directly from the printer. What I read on an email just a little while ago, sometime today, was that about 2/3 of the books that were ordered Kickstartered were shipped directly from the printer. The rest have arrived at the business place or home or wherever of James Aquilone. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong. Please forgive me. And then they'll be shipped out directly. And there's also other options you can get. With Kickstarter, you can choose a variety of options, extras, add-ons, this, that, the other. And I believe those extras, add-ons, this, that, and the other will be shipped soon from the editor who's going to be shipping the remainder of the books. They weren't shipped, obviously, maybe they weren't shipped from the printer like what I got here. Now, On to the matters at hand. I got a book in a box, and books don't belong in boxes once you get them home. They belong in boxes from A to B. Then once they get to B, it's time to get them out that box and allow them to get acclimated to their new family, their forever home. Hopefully the forever home. Some of the books still get rehomed, but this one will be joining his forever home, their forever home, pretty soon, within the next few minutes. So let's take a look at this thing and just see if all my expectations, if all your expectations are met. I'm more concerned with mine because it's my book, but I'm also concerned with yours because I want you to have the good things in life as well. Very exciting. So what we have here, a shrink wrap book. It's a hardcover, like I said, library binding is what it appears to be, which means all of the art is directly on the book, on the boards, on the spine, not on a wraparound dust jacket, which is seems to be getting more and more common. I don't know, can't explain the whys. I like it. It's neat. I like this method. I like all the methods. I like lots and lots of the methods. Methods are cool, but I like this. I kind of dig this library binding thing that seems to be happening more frequently now. So bring it on. I dig. I'm cool. I'm cool, man. My mama told me so. Anyway, it's wrapped in shrink wrap. Let's get rid of the shrink wrap so you can see better what I'm putting on my shelf here in a minute. So I said that I bought this book based on the fact that it had a couple authors that I really care about and collect. I collect strongly F. Paul Wilson, Joe R. Lansdale, and this thing is not going to beat me. I will win. It may be mutually assured destruction, but I will win. Is there a winner in mutually assured destruction? I think you can still win. You can still claim a victory. I mean, I might still be walking around with no legs and no arms. It's just a flesh wound, but I could still be the winner. Anyway, here's what we're looking at. The artwork, as you can see, I mentioned the artwork. You can see how you've got a vampire looking character. You've got a monster bride type character. You've got a werewolf, and you've got a water creature that probably is on two legs. That probably, they all can be compared to Universal Classic Monsters. And I was born and raised on Universal Classic Monsters. My mama had such things on the TV every time they came on the TV. And then once VCRs made their way into our part of the backwoods territory about 10 years after everybody else had them, we were watching such things even more on VHS. Renting the tapes, buying the tapes, taping them off the TV was more likely what was actually happening. But we saw them all. We saw part 1, 2, 3, 99, 100 of all of them. There's our spine right there. So I dig, man. I'm a fan, man. And there's the back of our book. Gosh, it looks good. So pleased. Terrific is pleased with what I got in here. It comes with, which I didn't know, swag, a cool looking bookmark. You don't, when you have artwork on an individual dedicated bookmark, it's kind of neat. Always brings a smile to my face. And this one looks cool. What's it say? What does it say? Read or Die, Classic Monsters Unleashed. Very cool. So that's nice. Got that going for me, which is nice. Here's some of what we're getting into. There's a dedication in here. I'll read through it very briefly because I think it is apropos. To those who created our gods and monsters, Mary Shelley, Bram Stoker, Robert Louis Stevenson, H.G. Wells, Edgar Allan Poe, Gaston Leroux, Oscar Wilde, Kurt Schidmack, Bela Lugosi, Boris Karloff, Ella Lanchester, ooh, I can read. Lon Chaney Sr., Lon Chaney Jr., Claude Rains, Rico Browning, Peter Lorre. Gosh, I love Peter Lorre. I think Peter Lorre is one of those guys who is everywhere. In books I read, I'll assign Peter Lorre to so many characters, whether it's intended by the author or not. I'm reading a book right now, Peter Lorre's in it. In my mind, when I read it, this character's Peter Lorre. I think he's everywhere. Up here, Peter Lorre is everywhere. Peter Lorre, Charles Lawton, Christopher Lee, Basil Rathbone, Peter Cushing, Vincent Price, Margaret Hamilton, Glenn Strange, John Carradine, Colin Clive, Dwight Fry. Gotta love Dwight Fry. Maria Uspinskaya, James Whale. Oh man, James Whale. There's a lot of great movies under his belt. Todd Browning, and to those special backers who helped make this book possible. And yes, when I look in the back of the book, my name is here. Do you see it? Do you see my name? Do you see your name? You might see your name in there. Thank you for backing the book. Let's look, the next thing I want to look at now, since I've already done myself a aggrandizement, if that's really a word. This is not a signed limited edition book, but it looks like these are all, I'm assuming, these are all facsimile signatures in the front. And yes, the table of contents, 2 pages worth. Let's see what all we have in here. I'll show you. There's our table of contents. One side. And there's the other. If you want to see what all stories are in here, pause for the cause and take a look yourself to see who wrote what. There's a bunch of stories if you want to see what they are. Back up a little bit. Press the pause button and see what all is included. Now, I don't know what all kind of artwork is in this book. I have no idea. There's a little bit of a picture at our preface. Some reason I'm thinking each story has an individual piece of art for it. And so there's a bunch of stories. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get all of the artwork, but I'm going to try. I'm going to give it a shot to see how much of it I can get in here. I think that was one of the things. If they met certain funding goals on the Kickstarter, one of those funding goals, they hit a certain level, there would be individual art for every story. Letting my fingers do the walking. There's the Wolfman. What's the accompanying story? Old Monsters Never Die by Tim Waggoner. Great looking werewolf there. It's not the Wolfman, it's the werewolf. Sorry, I don't want to get myself in trouble with the folks at Universal. She Creature from the Golden Cove. Man, that looks cool. That's a good looking picture right there. She Creature from the Golden Cove, John Palisano. Dreams by F. Paul Wilson. There we go. I wonder who that's supposed to be. Looks awesome, man. Looks awesome. One of my very favorite authors, F. Paul Wilson, got to hook up with some really good artwork. Blood Hunt by Owl Going Back. That looks cool too, man. Some great artwork in here. This book just gets better by the minute. So not every story has artwork. I've stumbled across some that are just blank on one side. The Viscount and the Phantom, Lucy A. Snyder. The Phantom. Ring any bells? And all of this artwork, I think, was available to buy some sort of a print. I think you get color, maybe you get black and white, I don't know. But you could get a lot of this artwork, prints of this artwork, by either buying it separately or certain backer levels or something. I know they were advertising in the beginning the prints. They were showing them off. Give Me Your Hand, David Surface. Looks like another Wolfman story, and that wolf looks awesome. Looks really, really good. I was asking my kids for a cloak. One of them has a cloak somewhere, couldn't find it, so I had to settle for the Metallica flag, Ride the Lightning. Anyway, if you're going to wear a cloak, a Metallica Ride the Lightning flag might do the trick. Now that looks just like our friend the Frankenstein. That looks like Boris Karloff right there. In the flesh, baby. All right, I'm going to show a few more. Oh man, this one's good. The story is called Hacking the Horseman's Code by Lisa Morton. And this is worth the price of admission, in my opinion, right here. That's a picture I hang on the wall. I would hang on the wall, man. I love it. I'm a big fan of the Headless Horseman of Sleepy Hollow. Always have been since I was a little bitty child, a Poe child. He was one of my favorites, but also one of the characters on this earth that I was most scared of. I was a kid who was deathly afraid of the Headless Horseman. This one, the picture of Dorian Gray, Mercedes M. Yardley. See what other kind of artwork we got. I'm still seeing some more dark pictures going through. Dark page edges. And that's what I'm shooting for, is those dark page edges. Wrapped. Rena Mason. Man, that looks good too. Nice. What else we got in here? We're getting closer to the end. Hey, we got Enter the Dragon. I mentioned that. Leverett Butts and Docker Stoker. I wonder what this one's going to be. You guessed it. Sure enough. Looking good. This book has some terrific artwork. All in black and white. And it looks awesome. I think I got one more that I'm looking for. I got dark page edges. And, oh yeah, the God of the Razor, Joe R. Lansdale. This is a character that not only is great in fiction. Read the God of the Razor. Joe Lansdale's right down here, The Night Runners. A terrific character, but a loose association with a Jack the Ripper kind of character. And here is our, loose association, I think might be better. There is our God of the Razor, and this is a great picture. If you search the webs, there's a bunch of different publications that have the God of the Razor on the cover, and most of them look very, very good. Some of them look unbelievably good. And this one looks terrific. In a word, terrific. It's terrific. I think that's our last one here. And I think that brings us to the end of our video. I know somebody out there might want this video to go on, but for the rest of you, we're going to call it a wrap here. That's my book. I hope you get to get one of your own. And if you haven't Kickstarted it, come sometime in July. It's going to be for sale to the general public, to all the common folks out there. Being stupid, sorry. Other than that, I got no more lies to tell. Thank you very much. The kids in the other room always say, like and subscribe. Please, thank you, I appreciate it. C'est la vie, baby. Here's a little story to my torment. I had, in our little mobile home that we lived in when I was a small kid, I had the second biggest bedroom in the trailer. On the opposite end from my parents' bedroom was mine. I was the oldest of two kids, but my closet was full of my parents' clothes. And in those days, in the late 70s, early 80s, men tended to have some clothes that they would wear to a wedding or a funeral, a suit, a Sunday best kind of an outfit. And the way they had the closet separated, Dad's stuff was here, Mom's stuff was here, and Dad's Sunday best was always in the middle. Well, sometimes I'd wake up in the middle of the night scared. Nightmares, kids wake up scared, and I'd see my dad's suit in the closet, and I would think of the Headless Horseman. And I'd be too scared to get up and go shut the door. Obviously, if I was more responsible during the day, the closet doors would be closed at night, but my toys were under all that stuff. So in the day, I'd get my toys out and play. And a kid, I didn't do the right thing and close the door thinking ahead about being scared in the middle of the night. But Dad's suit haunted me because it looked like the Headless Horseman at night. A man's body with no head. So the Headless Horseman and I go way back. Michael Schroeder, Joe Wills, Taylor Jordan Miner, Christopher Frost, R.F. Taylor, David Baki, Four Corners Collectibles, Kai Braden Archer, Robert Frey, Per Stalby, Skriena Popsicle Jackson, Jared Lambert, Daryl A. Maxwell, and Ruthann Jaggi. A lot of cool names here. As you can see, I'm looking for my name. I want to see my name somewhere in this book. Holy cow, we might have to skip it. There's a bunch in the back. There were a bunch of backers, but I know my ABCs, and we'll see if we can still find it.